रामाय नमः। ओम धामत्रय निजारामाय नमः। ओम धामत्रय निजारामाय नमः। ओम धर्मोत्तम मनोरथाय नमः। ओम धर्मोत्तम मनोरथाय नमः। ओम धर्मोत्तम मनोरथाय नमः। ओम धर्मोत्तर मनोरथाय नमः। ओम प्रबोधोद्गार दीपश्रिये नमः। ओम प्रबोधोद्गार दीपश्रिये नमः। ओम प्रबोधोद्गार दीपश्रिये नमः। ओम प्रबोधोद्गार दीपश्रिये नमः। ओम प्रकाशित जगत्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रकाशित जगत्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रकाशित जगत्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रकाशित जगत्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञा चंद्रशिलाचंद्राय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञाशिलाचंद्राय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञा चंद्रशिलाचंद्राय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञा चंद्रशिलाचंद्राय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञा मणिवराकराय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञा मणिवराकराय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञा मणिवराकराय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञा मणिवराकराय नमः। ओम ज्ञानान्तरभासात्मने नमः। ओम ज्ञानान्तरभासात्मने नमः। ओम ज्ञानान्तरभासात्मने नमः। ओम ज्ञानान्तरभासात्मने नमः। ओम ज्ञात्रज्ञादिविदूरगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञात्रज्ञादिविदूरगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञात्रज्ञादिविदूरगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञात्रज्ञादिविदूरगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैत दिव्यांगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैत ओम ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैत दिव्यांगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैत One more time. ओम ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैत दिव्यांगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैत दिव्यांगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञात्रज्ञादिकुलागताय नमः। ओम ज्ञात्रज्ञादादिकुलागताय नमः। ओम ज्ञात्रज्ञादिकुलागताय नमः। ओम ज्ञात्रज्ञादिकुलागताय नमः। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताग्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताग्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताग्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताग्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रणतार्थब्दिवाड ओम प्रणतार्थ्य Why am I having? So I used to know that. Pranatarthabdivadavaya namaha. Om Pranatarthabdivadavaya namaha. Om Pranatarthabdivadavaya namaha. Om Pranatarthabdivadavaya namaha. One more time. Om Pranatarthabdivadavaya namaha. Om Pranatarthabdivadavaya namaha. ओम भूतानां प्रमाणभूताय नमः। ओम भूतानां प्रमाणभूताय नमः। ओम भूतानां प्रमाणभूताय नमः। ओम भूतानां प्रमाणभूताय नमः। ओम प्रपंचहितकारकाय नमः। ओम प्रपंचहितकारकाय नमः। ओम प्रपंचहितकारकाय नमः। ओम प्रपंचहितकारकाय नमः। ओम यत्तत्त्वमसि संविद्ये ॐ यत्तत्त्वमसि संवेद्याय नमः। ॐ यत्तत्त्वमसि संवेद्याय नमः। ॐ यत्तत्त्वमसि संवेद्याय नमः। ॐ यत्तत्त्वमसि संवेद्याय नमः। ॐ यक्षगेयात्मवैभवाय नमः। ॐ यक्षगेयात्मवैभवाय नमः। ॐ यक्षगेयात्मवैभवाय नमः। ॐ यक्षगेयात्मवैभवाय नमः। ॐ यज्ञादिदेवतामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यज्ञादिदेवतामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यज्ञादिदेवतामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यज्ञादिदेवतामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यजमानवपुर्धराय नमः। ॐ यजमानवपुर्धराय नमः। ॐ यजमानवपुर्धराय नमः। ॐ यजमानवपुर्धराय नमः। ॐ छत्राधिपति विश्वेश्वाय नमः। ॐ छत्राधिपति विश्वेश्वाय नमः। ॐ छत्राधिपति विश्वेशाय सॉरी ॐ छत्राधिपति विश्वेशाय नमः। ॐ छत्राधिपति विश्वेशाय नमः। One more time. ॐ छत्राधिपति विश्वेशाय नमः। ॐ छत्राधिपति विश्वेशाय नमः। ॐ छत्रसामरसेविताय नमः। ॐ छत्रसामरसेविताय नमः। ॐ छत्रचामरसेविताय नमः। ॐ छत्रचामरसेविताय नमः। ॐ छन्दशास्त्रादिनिपुणाय नमः। ॐ छन्दशास्त्रादिनिपुणाय नमः। ॐ छन्दशास्त्रादिनिपुणाय नमः। ॐ छन्दशास्त्रादिनिपुणाय नमः। ॐ छलजात्यादिदूरगाय नमः। ॐ छलजात्यादिदूरगाय नमः। ॐ छलजात्यादिदूरगाय नमः। ॐ छलजात्यादिदूरगाय नमः। ॐ स्वाभाविकसुखैकात्मने नमः। ॐ स्वाभाविकसुखैकात्मने नमः। ॐ स्वाभाविकसुखैकात्मने नमः। ॐ स्वाभाविकसुखैकात्मने नमः। ॐ स्वानुभूतिरसोदधये नमः। ॐ स्वानुभूतिरसोदधये नमः। ॐ स्वानुभूतिरसोदधये नमः। ॐ स्वानुभूतिरसोदधये नमः। ॐ स्वाराज्यसम्पद्ध्यक्षाय नमः। ॐ स्वाराज्यसम्पद्ध्यक्षाय नमः। ॐ स्वाराज्यसम्पद्ध्यक्षाय नमः। ॐ स्वाराज्यसम्पद्ध्यक्षाय नमः। One more time. ॐ स्वाराज्यसम्पद्ध्यक्षाय नमः। ॐ स्वाराज्यसम्पद्ध्यक्षाय नमः। ॐ स्वात्माराममहामतये नमः। ॐ स्वात्माराममहामतये नमः। ॐ स्वात्माराममहामतये नमः। ॐ स्वात्माराममहामतये नमः। ॐ हाटका भज जूटाय नमः। ॐ हाटका भज जूटाय नमः। That's not right. ॐ हाटका भज जटाजूटाय नमः। ॐ हाटका जटाजूटाय नमः। ॐ हाटका भजटाजूटाय नमः। ॐ हाटका भजटाजूटाय नमः। ॐ हासोदस्तारिमण्डलाय नमः। ॐ हासोदस्तारिमण्डलाय नमः। ॐ हासोदस्तारिमण्डलाय नमः। ॐ हासोदस्तारिमण्डलाय नमः। ॐ हालाहलोज्ज्वलत्कलाय नमः। ॐ हालाहलोज्ज्वलत्कलाय नमः। ॐ हालाहलोज्ज्वलत्कलाय ज्वलगलाय नमः. Om hala hala jalo. One more time. Om hala halo jwalagalaya namaha. Om hala halo jwalagalaya namaha. Om hardha granthi vimochakaya 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 namaha. Om Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine 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 Namaha. Okay, so it's 8:20. Well, let's do this. We'll start from verse number 1, and hopefully we'll just do one repetition, and as far as up to 8:30, about 10 minutes or so. Let's see how far we go. Om Omkara Simha Sarvendraya Namaha. Om Omkara Simha Sarvendraya Namaha. Om Omkaro Dhyana Kokilaya Namaha. Om Omkaro Dhyana Kokilaya Namaha. Om Omkara Nida Shukaraje Namaha. Om Omkara Nida Shukaraje Namaha. Om Omkararanya Kunjaraya Namaha. Om Omkararanya Kunjaraya Namaha. Om Nagaraja Sutajanaye Namaha. Om Nagaraja Sutajanaye Namaha. Om Nagaraja Nijalayaya Namaha. Om Nagaraja Nijalayaya Namaha. Om Navamanikyamadhyaya Namaha. Om Navamanikyamadhyaya Namaha. Om Navachandrashikhamanaye Namaha. Om Navachandrashikhamanaye Namaha. Om Nandita Shesha Maunindraya Namaha. Om Nandita Shesha Maunindraya Namaha. Om Nandishadi Madeshikaya Namaha. Om Nandishadi Madeshikaya Namaha. Om Mohanala Sudhasaraya Namaha. Om Mohanala Sudhasaraya Namaha. Om Mohambuja Sudhakaraya Namaha. Om Mohambuja Sudhakaraya Namaha. Om Mohandakara Taranaye Namaha. Om Mohandakara Taranaye Namaha. Om Mohotpalana Bhomanaye Namaha. Om Mohotpalana Bhomanaye Namaha. Om Bhakta Jnanabdhishitanshave Namaha. Om Bhakta Jnanabdhishitanshave Namaha. Om Bhakta Jnanatrinalaya Namaha. Om Bhakta Jnanatrinalaya Namaha. Om Bhaktamboja Sahasranshave Namaha. Om Bhaktamboja Sahasranshave Namaha. Om Bhakta Keki Ghana Ghanaya Namaha. Om Bhakta Keki Ghana Ghanaya Namaha. Om Bhakta Kairavarakendave Namaha. Om Bhakta Kairavarakendave Namaha. Om Bhakta Koka Divakaraya Namaha. Om Bhakta Koka Divakaraya Namaha. Om Gajananadi Sampujyaya Namaha. Om Gajananadi Sampujyaya Namaha. Om Gajacharmo Jwalakritaye Namaha. Om Gajacharmo Jwalakritaye Namaha. Om Ganga Dhaval Divyangaya Namaha. Om Ganga Dhaval Divyangaya Namaha. Om Ganga Pankila Sajjataya Namaha. Om Ganga Pankila Sajjataya Namaha. Om Gaganam गगनाम्बरसंवीताय नमः ॐ गगनाम्बरसंवीताय नमः ॐ गगनामुक्तमूर्धजाय नमः ॐ गगनामुक्तमूर्धजाय नमः ॐ वदनाब्जजिताब्जश्रिये नमः ॐ वदनाब्जजिताब्जश्रिये नमः ॐ वदनेन्दुस्फुरुद्दिशाय नमः ॐ वदनेन्दुस्फुरुद्दिशाय नमः ॐ वरदानैकनिपुणाय नमः ॐ वरदानैकनिपुणाय नमः ॐ वरवीनोज्ज्वलत्कराय नमः ॐ वरवीनोज्ज्वलत्कराय नमः ॐ वनवाससमुल्लासाय नमः ॐ वनवाससमुल्लासाय नमः ॐ वनवीरैकलोलुपाय नमः ॐ वनवीरैकलोलुपाय नमः ॐ तेजःपुञ्जघनाकाराय नमः ॐ तेजःपुञ्जघनाकाराय नमः ॐ तेजसामपि भासकाय नमः ॐ तेजसामपि भासकाय नमः ॐ विनेयानां तेजःप्रदाय नमः ॐ विनेयानां तेजःप्रदाय नमः ॐ तेजोमयनिजाश्रमाय नमः ॐ तेजोमयनिजाश्रमाय नमः ॐ दमितानङ्गसङ्ग्रामाय नमः ॐ दमितानङ्गसङ्ग्रामाय नमः ॐ दरहासजिताङ्गनाय नमः ॐ दरहासजिताङ्गनाय नमः ॐ दयारससुधासिन्धवे नमः ॐ दयारससुधासिन्धवे नमः ॐ दरिद्रधनसेवधये नमः ॐ दरिद्रधनसेवधये नमः ॐ क्षीरेन्दुस्फटिकाकाराय नमः ॐ क्षीरेन्दुस्फटिकाकाराय नमः ॐ क्षीरेन्दुमुकुटोज्ज्वलाय नमः ॐ क्षीरोमुकुटोज्ज्वलाय नमः ॐ क्षीरोपहाररसिकाय नमः ॐ क्षीरोपहाररसिकाय नमः ॐ क्षिप्रैश्वर्यप्रदाय नमः ॐ क्षिप्रैश्वर्यप्रदाय नमः ॐ नानाभरणमुग्धाङ्गाय नमः ॐ नानाभरणमुग्धाङ्गाय नमः ॐ नारीसम्मोहनाकृतये नमः ॐ नारीसम्मोहनाकृतये नमः ॐ नागब्रह्मरसास्वादिने नमः ॐ नागब्रह्मरसास्वादिने नमः ॐ नागभूषणभूषिताय नमः ॐ नागभूषणभूषिताय नमः ॐ मूर्तिनिन्दितकन्दर्पाय नमः ॐ मूर्तिनिन्दितकन्दर्पाय नमः ॐ मूर्तामूर्तजगद्वपुषे नमः ॐ मूर्तामूर्तजगद्वपुषे नमः ॐ मूलाज्ञानतमोभानवे नमः ॐ मूलाज्ञानतमोभानवे नमः ॐ मूर्तिमत्कल्पपादपाय नमः ॐ मूर्तिकल्पपादपाय नमः ॐ तरुणादित्यसङ्काशाय नमः ॐ तरुणादित्यसङ्काशाय नमः ॐ तन्त्रीवादनतत्पराय नमः ॐ तन्त्रीवादनतत्पराय नमः. Okay, so we'll stop there because at the end of this page it'll be easy for me to see where to start from next time. So we've done up to 54 and then we'll do 55 to 78 again 2 weeks from now. What's happening? Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Gukarastvandakaro Vai Rukarastvan Nivartakaha Andakaru Nirodhitva Gurutya Vidhiyate Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Nantaf pragyam na bahish pragyam
Nantaf pragyam na bahish pragyam
No bhayataf pragyam na pragyana ghanam
No bhayataf pragyam na pragyana ganam
Na pragyam na pragyam
Na pragyam na pragyam
Adrishtam avyavaharyam
Adrishtam avyavaharyam
Agrahyam alakshanam
Agrayam alakshanam
Achintyam avyapadeshyam
Achintyam avyapadeshyam
Ekatma pratyayasaram
Ekatma pratyayasaram
Prapancha upashamam shantam
Prapanchopashanam shantam
Shivam advaitam
Shivam advaitam
Chaturtham manyante
Chaturtham manyante
Sa atma sa vigneyaha
Sa atma sa vidyeyaha.
So one of the key things we should think about, so as the Karika will also will say, we are going to go over that today, that the nature of our transactions in life is in the form of swapna. So the swapna is obvious when we are dreaming. It's pretty obvious. It is less obvious when we are awake. And so this is what the progression we have to make in our thinking, that really all my experiences are swapna. Whether it is Jagrat Avastha, whether it is waking or dreaming, doesn't matter. Why is that the case? How can we say that? You cannot just say it, We have to think about that. The reason is that the nature of swapna is what is not there to be taken to be there is called swapna. What is not there but to give it a certain reality is called swapna. Hopefully that will be okay. It's called swapna.
Can I say something? It's not a
Please.
class.
I'm sorry. What were you? Are you talking about a?
No, not class. Somebody, is there any Jairam Kodinathan here?
Jairam Kodinathan. I'm not aware of that.
Because there's something with the car and this person waiting. I don't know. Whether I can-
Oh, is that right? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. No, I'm not aware of that. So the nature of swapna should be seen to be, the definition of a swapna is when you take something which is not there, this is called swapna. So this we have to keep in mind, and we'll go over that one more time. So here, the nature of this process where we take something which is not there can be very simply seen in the example, in the following example. Okay? So suppose you're looking for a chain. You know, a chain of something to put around your neck. So you say, I wonder what kind of chain I should get. I should get a golden chain. And perhaps gold is a bit too expensive, so you say, well, maybe I should just get a silver chain. So in this process of looking for a chain, consider what is happening. Your vision, your drishti is towards the chain. This is what you're thinking about, because you're not thinking about a bangle. You're not thinking about anything else, not a ring, but you're thinking about a chain. So your whole drishti is towards a chain. And let's say you decide that I think you can afford it, we might as well get a golden chain. So you get the golden chain. So now your drishti continues to be chain oriented. This is an important thing to see. I'll connect it to the antapragyam in a minute. So what happens is, in this drishti, in this vision, your vastu is a chain and the gold is an adjective to the noun. Golden chain. And once you have decided that you can afford it, then the gold recedes into the background and you're very happy with the chain. You show it to your friends. They all compliment you. What a nice chain. When did you get it? This, that, or the other. Where did you get it from? Etc., etc. So your whole drishti is towards the chain. And that it is a gold is really an adjective. The noun is the chain and the adjective is gold. This is the drishti. And from a standpoint of your vyavahara, vyavaharika sattam, so your transaction, this is appropriate, this is okay. But if you were to look into the truth of the golden chain, truth in the sense, why would you even look at the truth of the chain? But supposing you've had the chain for a while, and now supposing a couple of the links got broken. I'm just postulating something. Now the links are broken, and now you go to a jeweler and say, can you please fix it for me? And the person says, yeah, it's kind of difficult, but I'll try. It's expensive. It's going to cost you $50. And so then you say, is there an alternative? And he says, yes, you can give this chain to me and I will melt it and I'll give you something else for $100 or something like that. So the truth of this transaction is, it's not a golden chain. It is a chainy gold. This is the truth. The truth meaning the one which is truer to reality. Golden chain also is a reality in your drishti, in your sense. But the truer reality is, it's a chainy gold. Why? Because the chain is very vulnerable. Is very vulnerable. And the gold is, you want to turn the lights on? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because it's so light.
Oh, okay,
It's
sure.
hard to see that. Oh, that's okay.
You want something direct, or is that indirect is okay?
It's okay.
Sounds good. So the truer reality is because it is a chainy gold. Why? Because the chain can disappear, but the gold stays. So this is an important thing to see. Okay? So now, this being the case, your drishti has to progress from a fascination for the chain to an appreciation of the gold. So now let's look at this verse. It's an important verse. And the essence of this verse is the same as progressing from a golden chain to a chainy gold. How? Let's look at it. Na antaf pragyam na bahish pragyam na ubayataf pragyam na pragyanaghanam na pragyam na pragyam adrishtam avyavaharyam agrahyam alakshanam achintyam avyapadeshyam. This part means when you take yourself to be a waking person means you take yourself to be a person, not a dreamer, but a waking person. Or you take yourself to be a dreamer. There are some transactions in the dream, and there are lots of transactions in the waking stage. Okay? And then you are endowed with a lot of things. You are endowed with some knowledge, some ignorance, some desires, some disappointments. So this is all part of the mental makeup that you have. This is what you transact in. This whole section, starting with na antaf pragyam and ending with avyapadeshyam, represents the chain. And from this point on, ekatma pratyayasaram, prapancha upashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam represents the gold. And so at this point in time, our drishti, our preoccupation, and our transactional reality all has to do with I'm a person. And I have a memory. I was born in such and such. You celebrate your birthday. When you celebrate your birthday, you celebrate your perception of who you are. I'm 65 years old, born in such and such time. And I'm a male, I'm a female. And I've got this education. This is my memory. These are my desires. These are my disappointments. This is my frustration. All of that kind of things. So here, another technical way of looking at the chainy gold and the golden chain is that in your vision that it is a golden chain, the chain is not the upadhi, but the gold is the upadhi. You see this very clearly, very carefully. So there are, from a technical standpoint in Vedanta, there are two factors involved. So one is what is called upadhi, and the other one is called upahita. So upadhi means some kind of a transaction where the upadhi creates a modification on the upahita. Upahita is the vastu, it is the thing. And upadhi is something that makes the thing different, appear different from what it is. So this is the technical definition of upadhi and upahita. So we have seen this, that the space is the upahita and the walls are an upadhi. So the walls can make a space appear as room space. So in this example, the walls are the upadhi and the space is the upahita. And in the example of the golden chain, in your drishti, the chain is the upahita and the gold is an upadhi. Isn't it? Because when you are considering buying, what you really want is a chain. You feel that my neck does not have anything, I want to have a chain. Okay. So your whole drishti is chain, chain, chain. What kind of a chain should I get? Should I get a wooden chain, silver chain, golden chain? So the chain becomes the upahita and the gold which you selected finally becomes the upadhi. So technically this is what we should do. Whereas in fact, this is just a transactional reality. It is not the reality. The reality is the gold is the upahita and the chain is the upadhi. Very obvious, because the gold can be either a ring, the ring becomes a ring upadhi, or it can be a chain, it becomes a chain upadhi. It can be a bangle upadhi. So the bangleness is an upadhi, chain is an upadhi, but the upahita remains the same, which is gold or some metal, isn't it? Going back to our verse, Nantah pragyam na bahish pragyam, at this moment, our vision is that myself as a person is the upahita. And the upadhi is my thoughts, my body. So you have some concept of who I am. And you are pretty sure about it. And you are. And then your name is your upadhi. Your body is your another upadhi. And your mind and your thoughts are another upadhi. And this is what it is. So really speaking, you have all of the koshas, Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha. All of these koshas are nothing but your upadhis. This is how so you are there as an upahita. You are there as an upahita. But then your upahita is so mixed in with your upadhi that your upadhi becomes the upahita. So when you say I am happy or I am unhappy, that becomes your reality. That becomes your reality. And then your thoughts change that reality. And also another thing, important thing, your consciousness becomes an upadhi to you. I am conscious. So I am somebody, but I am endowed with the quality of consciousness. Like you can say that this table is not conscious. So the table does not have the upadhi of consciousness. I am very lucky that I have consciousness. And you feel that the consciousness also is very vulnerable, because this is what happens when you fall down and you hit your head. You can lose your consciousness. So you feel, no, I'm conscious right now, and then all kinds of misinformation. You feel that before I was born, I was not conscious. So in all of this, the conclusion is that I am someone who was born and then endowed with consciousness and endowed with all kinds of things. This is me. So this verse points out, not really. Not really. So here, the upahita means one does not change, one which is not vulnerable. Like gold is not vulnerable. If you drop it, nothing happens to it. But if you drop something else, if you melt it, then the upadhi goes, but the upahita stays the same. So similarly here also, what really does not change, which is the upahita. And really what doesn't change is something which has nothing to do with the upadhi. So the gold actually has nothing to do with the upadhi. It is not stuck with the upadhi. It has the ability to have being a chain, but not really. So here, this is an amazing thing to see. You should really think about this. Who were you before you were born? Because my whole concept of who I am began when I was born. The fact of the matter is, as I was telling you before, this was in one of the passages by that Swami Maheshanandjit said, it really grasped my attention. He says, do you know how many families you've had before? How many bodies you've had before? Where are they now? And you're the same person, same conscious person. You're the very nature of yourself is consciousness. Ekatma pratyaya saram. Satyam jnanam anantam. Same thing. Ekatma pratyaya saram means the very essence of thoughts. Ekatma pratyaya means one which is the same and is the essence of all thoughts. And as we were saying in that Tuesday night class also, I know. I am. I am and I know. I am. This is the Ekatma Pratyaya Saram. See, look at this. Ekatma Pratyaya Saram means no matter what the thoughts are, the essence of all thoughts is I know. Knowledge. And I know is not, this is another interesting thing to see. So, in all transactional knowledge, all this is what is called Tula Vidya. Technically, there is a Mula Vidya, Mula Avidya and Tula Vidya and Tula Vidya. Anyway, let's not go into that. But in all transactional knowledge, there is a Triputi. Triputi means that in non-knowledge, there is a knower, known, and the subject of knowledge. Like for example, you can say, I am looking at this table. So in looking at this table, I know there is a table. Then you are the knower. The table is known, and the very function of knowing the table is knowledge. So in all transactional knowledge, there is a triputi. There is a triputi. In self-knowledge, there is no triputi. There is no triputi. Because it says that the knower of Brahma becomes Brahman. And so when you say I am and I know, when you say I know, this I know is not a function of this triputi. Triputi means the three different forms. It's not you are the knower, and you are the knower, you are the known, you are the knowledge. This is Ekatma Pratyayasaram. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. And as we saw on the Tuesday night class, when you say I know, that means I am. And once this thing becomes clearer in your own mind, it becomes Anantam. It has no shape, no form, no limitation. I just am. This is the Upahita. This is who you were before you were born. I am. It's just that my Brahma carries me from life to life, from identification to identification, from family to family, from friends to friends, different ones. And it all ends when you realize what is the truth and what is the Upahita and what is the Upadhi. This is what this verse is saying. Na antah pragyam, na bahish pragyam. You are, that is the Upadhi. And it's a marvel, the whole creation of Ishvara, that you have the ability to play parts. It's like a role in a play. And you can play, I'm a man, I'm a female, I'm Indian, I'm American. All these, anna antah pragyam na bahish pragyam. These are all pragyam. These are all upadhis. So the essence of this verse is an important verse. Is to flip over what is upadhi, which is upahita. And so really speaking, our view is that I am some person and I am endowed with some consciousness. So here the consciousness becomes an upadhi. And I becomes the upahita. When the fact of the matter is, the consciousness is the upahita. In what form? I know. I am. And I am unlimited. Because it's like a sky, like a space. It has no form. In fact, it is there in all forms. And so, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Ekatma Pratyayasaram, Sukshmam, Shivam, Advaitam. This is the Upahita. This is who you were before you were born, and this is you will be after this body falls. No change to it. And all you need to do is to think about and to be clear about which is the upadhi and which is the upahita. So this is what this verse is saying. So the first part of the verse, antapragyam na bahishpragyam abdrishtam avyavaharyam agrahyam alakshanam achintyam avapyapadeshyam, is the upadhi. And the second part of the verse, ekatma pratyasaram prapancha upashamam shantam shivam advaitam chaturtham manyante, is the upahita. And at this point, it's kind of like a young person who is very interested, like supposing you have and I'm taking example of a daughter who is like 13 or 14, is really interested in the chain. She says to the mother, all my friends have these chains and I don't have a chain. So they went shopping, they go and shopping. The whole drishti is that of a chain. And she doesn't really understand, or she doesn't want to understand how much it costs. What is it made out of? Nothing. Whereas the mother has to think about, if it is a golden chain, how much does it cost? Where will I buy it from? Can I return it does it break? And so the whole drishti has to go from the chain to a goal. This is exactly what our issue is. At this point, we are like a 13-year-old from a spiritual standpoint. I am just involved with who am I and my accomplishments. I want to be somebody important. I want to be powerful. I want to be rich. And I want to be healthy. So you are very involved with health and knowledge and relationships. This is what I'm involved in. And you have no idea about who you are. What about your prapancha, upashamam, shantam, shivam? Nothing. That's just a property. But it is not. It is not. So for me to grow up, I need to just make a slight shift mentally and switch which is the upadhi, which is the upahita. This is the essence of this verse, really. And it is so crucial and so difficult, such a challenge, that now you have all of the karikas to explain it in various ways, different ways, because we are just so preoccupied. What are you talking about? This is who I am. And the whole thing has to be reversed. So this is this is an important verse. So I would really recommend that you first of all really remember the words and then think about it often, meditate on it, and make that as your goal, and then supplement it with understanding and so on. And then slowly the fog lifts. And the more it lifts, so as I was telling you, the nature of Brahma and Prama, the difference between Brahma, which is complete, some kind of a confusion, and Prama, which is very clear, the difference between them is that the more you approach it, if it gets clearer, then it's Prama. And the more you look into it, it disappears, is Brahma. This is the process that we have to follow. Anyway, so with that introduction, let us now continue with what we did last week and then go on with the revision of the karikas that we are doing. Okay. So I think we have done
18.
10 we had done. No, we had done number 10. Nivrittehi sarvadukhanam Ishanah Prabhu Avyayah Advaitah Sarvabhavanam Devasturyo Vibhuspritaha. So this we had done and we won't go back to it. Then in number 11, let's do number 11. So I'm going to do it somewhat quickly because we've already done this before. So I'm going to proceed somewhat quickly. So not go into a complete understanding of the words and so on. If you're interested, you can always go back to the classes that we did before. So I'm going to proceed somewhat quickly. Number 11. Karya karana baddhau tau ishyete vishvatejasau vishvatejasau Pragyah karana baddhastu dvau tau turyena siddhyataha. And so the first, so that there, as you know, there are 3 stages, and the 4th stage is the turiya, which is the upahita, which is the Brahman that we talked about. So the 3 ones that are endowed with upadhi, so you can say that there are 3 upadhis and all superimposed upon the upahita. So the 3 upadhis are Vishwa and Tejasa. So the waker and the dreamer. And the 3rd one is Pragyaha, which is the deep sleeper. These are the 3 upadhis. So he says that those 3 are defined by cause and effect. So the pragya is karana, means it is just the cause. It has no manifestation. It is in a seed form. Like a seed is the cause of a tree, let's say. So all the expressions of the tree are in the seed but not visible. So similarly here he says pragya, which is also an upadhi. It's a very subtle upadhi. Subtle upadhi means that what is the main upadhi for the pragya? I don't know. I don't know is the main upadhi. And this I don't know, which is also called avarana, is now expressed in vikshepa. In the case of karya, and the 2 karyas are either a relatively subtle karya, which is dream, or a little gross karya, which is the jagrat avastha, which is the waking state. But those are, and this is all what it is. None of these affect the turiya. This is what it is saying. Now, the karya karana baddhau tau ishyete vishva tejasau pragyah karana baddhastau dvau tau turyena siddhyata. Absolutely, there is nothing to do with the turiya, which is neither avarana nor vikshepa. So avarana vikshepa means that one which is not endowed with I don't know, and which is not endowed with the consequences of what I don't know means. And the consequences are you take yourself to be different than what you are. So those things don't apply to the turiya. As an example, let's go on to number 12. Na atmanam na paramschaiva na satyam napi anritam pragyaha kinchana samveti turyam tat sarvadrik sada. So, in the explanation by Swami Maheshananji, he says that the verse number 11 talks about the Swarupa of the four states. Swarupa means the nature of the four states. Then in verse number 12, it focuses on the experiences based on the Swarupa. There is a slight distinction. So one is the nature of the four states, and then it is how does it express itself. This is given in verse number 12. So in this case, let's look at the second line of verse number 12. Pragya kinchana samveti. So the experience of the deep sleeper is you don't grasp anything. And in fact, it's interesting. This will come in verse number 13 also. In fact, let's do for 13 and I'll combine both of them. Number 13 is Dvaitasya agrahanam tulyam ubhayoho pragyah turyoyoho. Dvaitasya agrahanam tulyam ubhayoho pragya turyoho. He says that as far as not grasping some kind of an otherness of things, Dvaitasya agrahanam means not taking Dvaita. Dvaita means some kind of a difference. Like, for example, right now, you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, so there is a difference between the two of us. Okay? So, he says that this taking to be different from each other is absent equally in Pragya and Turiya. So in deep sleep also, you don't take anything other than yourself. And in Jivan Mukti also, you don't take anything other than yourself. You only have just consciousness. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. I am. And there is this otherness before you are Videha Mukti. So let's look at the Videha Mukti and Jivan Mukti. The Videha Mukti means that, the Jivan Mukti means that while you are in a body, you will have a very clear idea that this is nothing but an upadhi to me. Uninterrupted. This is me. I am there. Right now what happens is that even if you have a slight introduction to Ekatma, Pratyaya, Saram and so on, that happens for a short time. Next moment you become I'm a body. Jivan Mukta doesn't have that. In Jivan Mukta, Ekatma, Pratyaya, Saram remains the same whether or not you're transacting or not transacting. So there what is called the Dvaita is Badhita. This is the technical word used. Badhita means that it is, it has already been, it appears to be real, but it is not. This is the Jivan Mukta. In Videha Mukti, you don't even have that, because even the appearance of Dvaita is not there. There is no body, no mind, no nothing. So nothing changes, you are still the same Ekatma Pratyaya Saram, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Satchidanandam, same one. And that one, there is no Anyatha Grahanam. There is no Anyatha Grahanam. There is no Dvaita Grahanam. There is no perception of duality. So from the standpoint of the non-perception of duality, both prajna and turiya are the same. You know, this is interesting. If you could say, if you could feel, how can that be that I can be without the transactions? You see, this is an interesting thing to look at it. So you feel that I need to be somebody. Your definition of somebody meaning that I need to be a person. A person means what? Person means a limited person. And then you want to be a person, but you don't want the limitations of being a person. And then you feel, is that possible? Can I be a person without any limitations? Yes. Well, give me an example of that. Deep sleep. Deep sleep. Deep sleep, you are a person, but without any dvaita. This is a beautiful example. So this is what is called dvaitasya agrahanam. Then it says in number 13. So going back to the 12 and 13, the experience pragyaha kinchana samveti. So this is the similarity between them. Now again going back to the second line of verse number 13. So first one we have seen dvaitasya agrahanam tulya ubhayoho pragya turyoyoho. Second one says bija nidra yutaf pragyaha sacha turyena vidyate. So if they are the same, then I might as well just go to sleep. Not even, why should I even follow that, you know? I should just be awake. I should just go to deep sleep. Just to give you an interesting thing. So you have one of my friends gave me this watch as a present. So this is a Fitbit. Okay. But at first I thought, you know, I don't know, I'm not sure that. You know Sweta Arora? She's a student. So she's doing very well in Fitbit. She's a production manager, she goes to and so on and so forth. So she called me one day and he says, you know, we are coming out with a new watch and then I would like to give you as a present. So I said, fine, sure, but I'm not that crazy about these watches. She says, no, this is a nice one, have it. So she sent me this about a month back. I tell you, the more I wear it, the more I love it. This is great. I have really lost some pounds because I keep walking every day. It says your goal should be 10,000 steps a day. And the other day, last night I found I was only 7,800. And so I started walking in the evening. So it's good, it's healthy. But here's what I wanted to tell you. This watch has some software that evaluates your sleep. How does it do that? So it knows the REM sleep when you're dreaming, and then light sleep and deep sleep. And it gives you a pattern. And the more deep sleep you have, the better your sleep is. And I'm disappointed to find that my deep sleep is about 10 to 15% of the whole time. And I'm going to look into that a little bit. How do they measure? What is meant by deep sleep? And in fact, it's interesting. I was reading Swami Maheshananji's commentary on one of the verses in Panchadashi, chapter 7. He also said that the 8 hours of sleep that you get most of that is still disturbance. The real deep sleep is very little. And that is enough, even if you have about 10-15 minutes. In fact, sometimes that happens to me in the afternoon. I'm so tired that I'm writing something, and then before I know it, my head is going. That's a beautiful sleep. Beautiful, really gets... Anyway, what I'm saying is this. Deep sleep is pure bliss. Why? Because there is no dvaitasya grahanam. And so this is a very good example of how will I be? Because, we are all scared that I want to be someone. Even though, and the funny part is I want to be someone, but I don't want all the limitations with it. If you really take it to the extreme, then you would need to be formless. And I'm scared, how can I be formless? Because I want to be someone. I want to be known as an important person with a lot of knowledge, husband, wife, father, all those kinds of things. And what will it be if all those people are gone? I'll be dead. You will not be dead. You have never been dead. You have never been dead. You'll never, even if you try, supposing you say, all that will happen is that you will transition from one body to another. That's it. So the body will die, but you cannot die. Why? Because you are not made up of anything that is capable of dying. Ekatma pratyasaram prapancha upashamam shivam. This is your nature. Here, it's very, just looking at the word shivam. So, one of the things I will do one of these days is teach a book that Swami Maheshananji has written. Beautiful book. And it is in Hindi. I think I mentioned that on the Tuesday night class. And I read it on my travels this recently. It's called Vyaktitva Vikas. Vyaktitva Vikas. And the translation in English is the full blooming of a human being. Vikasa means bloom. And Vyaktitva means the expression. So the expression means a human being. He's writing it for the human beings, not to any other beings. The full bloom of a human being. This is the title. So in that book, he mentions that if you analyze, things always come in a circle. The whole Srishti, the whole creation is in the form of a circle. So for instance, from the gold comes ornaments and become gold again. From the earth, things are born and go back to the earth again. From the ocean, water is evaporated and goes back to the ocean again. It's a full circle. And the nature of the expression is the expression of the inside of what it is. So for example, the clouds are nothing but water. It's an expression of water. Clouds, rain. So the essence is the water, and really all the forms are just nothing but the expression. Then he says, do you know that your nature is Shivam, Shantam, and you have expressed yourself as though you are now separate from it. This is your expression. This is called Vikasa, or this is called Vyaktitvam. And the Vikasa, the full bloom,
So this full bloom is a very beautiful. He explains this in complete chapter. I'll hopefully will go teach it. He says the full bloom does not means unlimited progress. So, for example, he gave the example of this petal. He says that if you have the rose petal, there is a certain stage where the rose is in full bloom. And he says if you notice this, the petals of a rose after the full bloom continue to increase. And then they wither away. But the intermediate stage where it is in full bloom is very beautiful. Similarly, he says, the role of a human being is not to keep on increasing until the death. I want to get more money. I want to get more power, more name, and people do something for their legacy. He says that is must beyond. You've already left your full bloom. And if you have not understood your full bloom, that also is not full bloom. That means you are still a small petal. Full bloom is, the definition of a full bloom is that the inside and the outside become the same. You realize that I am nothing but Shivam. You came out of Shivam. You are expressing yourself and you'll go back to Shivam. And the full bloom of a human being is that stage in the human being when you understand, my goodness, I am nothing but Shivam. There is only Ishvara. The jiva is just an expression, is just a upadhi. The upahitam is the Brahman. Ekatma pratyasaram. Beautiful. What a lovely explanation of that. Anyway, so now the difference between, so now we saw the similarity between, anyway, I think I'll pick up on what I had slightly left over, so let me finish that first and then I'll continue. So we should not be scared. In fact, we should welcome the fact that there is Advaitam. Why? Because we should see that even in deep sleep, because you say, where is the example? How can I be Advaitam? You see that every night on deep sleep, you are Advaitam. And it's a very pleasant, very lovely stage to be in. Not even a stage, it is the very reality, without any stages. But then, now we can pick up on these things. The similarity is the first line. Dvaitasya agrahanam tulyam ubayoho pragyansturyayoho. Then, isn't any difference? Otherwise, I can just go to sleep and not even want to get up. Yes, there is a huge difference. It's kind of like, the two parts of a circle coming together. It looks like it's the same point, but there's completely opposite from each other. That's given in the second line. Bija nidra yutam pragyaha sacha turyena vidyate. Bija nidra yutaf pragya means that in pragya, in deep sleep, you have no knowledge of who you are. It's a very sad situation. While you are in deep sleep, you cannot enjoy the fact that you are fullness. Purnamadav purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnam eva avashishyate. This is the purnatvam in both Turiya and was in Pragya. But in Pragya, this purnatvam you don't realize. Only later on you can remember, oh, that was wonderful, I had a good sleep. But while you are there, you do not know that. And this is not good. It's a tragedy actually. Because I wish I could be aware of my enjoyment while I'm asleep. This is possible in Turiya. This is possible in Turiya. And I just have to think about it. I have to work towards it. And then praptam. Praptasya prapti. And then once that happens, my Turiya is the same stage as the deep sleep, plus I'm aware of it. And aware of it, even now I'm aware of it. But at this moment, my awareness is contaminated by this this opposite understanding that the upadhi is the upahita and upahita is the upadhi. So, but it is not true. Even now I say I am aware, I know. It is still there. But it just is arrested or contaminated, it is sullied by this opposite jnanam. Once I remove that, so this is why they say that really speaking, nothing new will happen. You've always been the same. Even before you were born, you were the same. But you just had confusion about it. That's all. So I can stop by just summarizing both 12 and 13. So let's go back to the number 12 now. Na atmanam na param cha eva na satyam napi anritam napi cha anritam pragyah kinchana samveti turyam tat sarvadrik sada. So in the other three stages, so look at this, in the other three stages, which is the Jagrat Avastha, Swapna Avastha and Sushupti Avastha, you don't know yourself, na Atmanam, and you don't know the others properly, na Paramscha eva, na Satyam napi cha Anritam. You're not clear about what is the reality. Because this is the definition of swapnam in the beginning as we talked. The definition of swapnam is that you're taking things to be other than what they are. And he says that does not happen in Turiya. Then what? Tat sarvadrik sada. That means that I am. It's a very pleasant experience, a very present, if you can call it an experience, a very, very beautiful, unlimited freedom. Sarvadadrik, I am. Never interrupted. And the only difference is that before that stage, I feel that sarvadrikta is interrupted. That I'm a sakshi is interrupted by I am a human being. And the thought that I am a human being completely takes over. And the fact that I am, I know, I am, pratyayasaram, is just pushed aside. All because of Brahma, all because of Ajnanam, the millions of years of Ajnanam. Swami Dayanand used to say that, such a beautiful thing. I'll just end with that. He says, and in fact it's written in some of the Shastric literature also, that if you had let's say you've had a cave which has been unexplored. Because the nature of a cave is that the sunlight never reaches it. There's no light at all. It's completely dark. That's the nature of the cave. It should be a deep cave. And the deep cave has been there, darkness has been there for millions of years. That doesn't mean that it's going to take 1,000,000 years to light it up. A simple lamp can eliminate millions of years of darkness. Similarly, just because I have been confused for millions of years doesn't mean that it's going to take me millions of lives to correct it. Just simple knowledge can create absence of the ignorance immediately. So anyway, I think now we have done 12. I was hoping to go up to 14, 15, but na atmanam na param chaiva satyam, okay, etc. And then we already did dvaitasya grahanam tulyam ubhayoho pragya turyoho bija nidra yutam pragya sacha turyena vidyate. So with that, the commentary on this very important verse now, Tav Pragyam, now continues on, and we will take it up next week. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Ko Brahmanedya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yam Shobharahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhavet Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Yes.
This time we really, like, and obviously Graham and all that, and yet we are, sort of trying to pray like Dakshinamurti Stotra
Yeah.
into some vision of something like that. It doesn't, how does it correlate?
So it correlates because what's happening? Why is it a hum? Oh, stopped. Somewhat stopped. It correlates because it continues on the quest for becoming Advaita. The quest, the desire to understand this has to be continued until it is absolutely clear. So until then, the prayers must continue. The prayer to Dakshinamurti, and in fact, all the explanation of the Dakshinamurti Stotram, that one who wakes me up from all this, all so on and so forth. So it is for your own goodness that you grasp the tail of Ishvara to say, Ishvara, please, I am on to something good, but make sure that you don't leave me until I am absolutely positive, because it's not an easy thing to do. And so a prayerful attitude towards Ishvara, and ultimately to say that I want to make sure that there is no difference between you and I, in the sense that there's aikyam, there is ekata between the them, and until then, please continue on with that. So that is the prayer.
Why do you take this that he's got such hair, he's got serpents around his neck?
So that is just, it's not necessary to look at it that way, but a lot of people find that having some kind of a vigraha, some kind of a form like we have here, is useful to concentrate your mind on, because we don't know how to pray to something which is not there. So the reality of the Shiva is that it is formless. But formfulness is not wrong, because all formfulness is also nothing but Shiva. So to take a formfulness as a vigraha for prayer is appropriate. That's what defines Hinduism, very much so.
But why serpents and these are frightening things?
So, no, that is a separate thing. So there it is said, the serpent represents a very powerful and harmful thing. This is what a serpent represents. Okay? Very powerful and harmful, because just a single sting will kill you. Normally things don't, and it's very silent. You can't even tell. This is the serpent. So this is ajnanam. This is our ignorance. The ignorance silently kills me, because my nature is advaitam, but it makes me dvaitam. So the Shiva, having the serpent around it, saying it is kind of like, in a magician show, you don't understand how the magic is, but the magician does. He knows how to wield the magic. So the ajnanam, and in the form of a serpent, doesn't bother Shiva, because that is really how he creates the whole creation. So in that sense, it is not bothered by it. Another thing about the Shiva Murti is usually seen in a shvansmanam, in a burial, in a cremation spot with ashes all around and so on and so forth. So what it means is that in and through the death, the very essence of the creation and so on and so forth, is not bothered by that. So the same thing is true for us. Really what we need to do is that my nature is Shiva, even though I'm surrounded by fallibility and death and so on and so forth. So the essence of it is that I may be in there, but I am untouched by it. To exemplify it, the Shiva is done in that manner.
So I should be like him, try to be like him.
You don't have to be that. You go to an animal farm and say, "Can I have some serpents, please?" So he says, "Why?" Because he says, "I want to be like Shiva." You don't have to go to that far.
And the Nilkanta that he has.
Nilkanta is a separate thing, where it means that that is the Purana story, where the poisoning of the manthanam, samudra manthanam, and the poison came in. Yeah, so it's neither here nor there, and it means that he's able to withstand without being affected by it. It is visible, the poison is visible, but he's unaffected by it. So it's very similar to the serpent and the cremation grounds and so on. Yeah.
So he can get the serpent when the teeth taken out.
Is the teeth taken?
Yes.
So
when the teeth taken out, it cannot bite,
Ah,
and then
okay.
no poison happens.
No, but I think that you don't even have to go that far. It just means that So the serpent represents Shakti. Shakti. And so you don't have to take the fangs out, but the Shakti does not affect the Ishvara.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll see you next week.